Alright, let's see here. 84? Oh, well that's me. That's me. We have 84, I'm 84. We have to celebrate, this is amazing! What can I make a video on? What's something people would like? I could do another Hollow Knight Part 3 that randomly got a ton of views. I could do another... 5 years ago. Yeah, I think it's time to make another. Hey yo everybody, it's been a while, but welcome back to Zelda Enemy Analysis, because you guys make me happy. You know what else makes me happy? Lizards. I really like lizards. Lizards, especially iguanas, have been my favorite animal since I was a kid. Here is my 4th grade research project. This is the only thing I found worth drawing that wasn't a stick person. I like lizards so much that last summer I went to California for the first time to visit my brother, who recently moved there, and we took a trip to Yosemite. We were there for a while, in part because every time I saw a lizard I had to stop everything I was doing naturally to get out my phone and take a picture or a video of that lizard. So needless to say, I'm excited for today's video. But if there's one thing cooler than a lizard, it's a lizard with a sword. In a Zelda game. Preferably one that makes the sound bwap, bwap. That essentially is what a Lizalfos is. And I for one am extremely happy they've become mainstays in the Zelda franchise. The Lizalfos enemy made its debut back on the Nintendo 64 with Ocarina of Time. And no, I did not just misspeak. Sure, maybe some of you remember seeing some lizard guys in Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. And I mean, how could anyone forget? But if I've learned anything from this game, it's that it likes to do things differently from other Zelda games. I dare you to find me a single YouTube video out there about Zelda 2 that doesn't call it, quote, the black sheep of the Zelda franchise, unquote. You can't. And this breaking of Zelda norms also applies to the names it gives to enemies, even ones where this would have been their debut game. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, these are, in fact, not Lizalfos, despite what ZeldaDungeon.net would have you believe. They are... Geru. Geru? But you know, they're so similar that we might as well talk about them, right? You got your red Geru. Boo! Eat thunder! Ha ha ha! Oh. That works too. Respect where respect is due, though. You'll also see some red Geru that are brave enough to actually face you in combat instead of over their giant backyard fence. They'll swing a mace at you that can't be blocked without using a reflect spell, and they'll defend with shields the way an Iron Knuckle would. There's also the orange Geru, which uses a trident that can be blocked.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, what's up? How you guys doing? You didn't invite me to your D&D, what was that all about?
And finally, the blue Geru, which are by far the most difficult because they carry so many maces on them, they have no problem just chucking them at you. Unless you want to use a reflect spell every time you see them, you gotta get good at timing your jumps. Also, these guys have pretty cool official artwork. Look at that. Enough with the Lizalfos wannabes. Time to actually talk about the stars of the show themselves. The Lizalfos enemy sorta skirts the line between mini-boss and regular enemy throughout the games. In their debut game, Ocarina of Time, you'll first encounter them as a mini-boss in Dodongo's Cavern in what is, in my opinion, one of the coolest parts of the early game. You enter this room, and suddenly these squawking lizards appear out of nowhere and start jumping around. As a kid, I always thought these guys were like royal guards trying to stop you from trespassing into their cave and protecting the Dodongos in the next room. A good mix of defending with your shield and attacking when there's an opening is the way to beat these guys. And you know, I think that's exactly the right way to have a fun sword fight in the first 3D Zelda game. You want to be careful though, like I said, these guys like to hop. If you try and attack them all willy-nilly, they'll hop over you and counterattack. But as we move on to the next game, Twilight Princess, we go from Lizalfos as rare mini-bosses to more common, disposable enemies. As you can see here, these Lizalfos they're pretty easy to beat. You just have to shoot them a couple times. And yeah, just make sure that they don't have a chance to get up. If you just keep shooting them, oh, that guy is jumping in the air. As long as you just keep shooting them, pretty much beat all just beat all the lizards and just keep shooting. Even though they're possibly less menacing here, Lizalfos are still lots of fun to fight in this game. Mostly because you're given a lot of freedom in the way you want to beat them. You can do the old shield bash jumpy flip, the samurai swing, the Beyblade into big stab, the roly-poly, the third-person snipe, or this. I don't think this does anything actually. Twilight Princess also gives you two kinds of Lizalfos. Wow! Some of them wear hats, some of them have a tail axe, which they'll swing at you if you're not careful. Which brings us to Skyward Sword, whose Lizalfos also swing their tails at you. But maybe they're just showing off, because for one thing, in this game their tails are a collectible item. And for another thing, this time around, Nintendo decided to give these enemies more personality. That moment when you swing at them and they dodge and do this, that alone makes them my favorite enemies in the game. Just make sure you don't hit their giant obvious rock arm. You gotta aim your Wii remote. Or your right thumb when you're playing in 720 to 1080p. Also, now they breathe fire. Because why not? There's also an edgy Echo Fighter version. Wait, breathing fire? I'm pretty sure they got that from someone else. Oh, yeah. Sure, we can talk about you guys. Since we covered the Geru, we might as well also cover the Dinofos, which are basically like upgraded versions of Lizalfos. And in Majora's Mask, sure enough, they can even breathe fire. Cool! Also in Majora's Mask, they only take 4 sword hits to beat. Oh. They're still cool though. Interestingly enough, this is actually the only enemy I'm aware of that appears in both Oots and but looks and fights differently between the two games. Dinofos also appear in Twilight Princess, but if you call them that, they'll get really angry at you, because they're actually called Dinofos in this game. Not Dinolfos. Dinolfos. Not Dinolfos. Dinolfos. Last of all, Twilight Princess also has flying lizards, called Aerolfos. Ah! There's so many of them! Ah! Good news is, they paint their shields to look like clawshot targets to let you know, hey, I bet I could clawshot that. Bad news is, they like to take forever to hold their shield out, instead just like flying around, doing nothing. Wasting time. Good news is, you can use your boomerang to make them hold it out, then grab them, then fight them on the ground. Honestly, a really solid enemy, lots of fun. They're also in Triforce Heroes, but I don't have 2 friends who live close by and own copies of that game, and playing alone is a slog, so all you get to see is this JPEG. Looks pretty cool. Alright, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about these games. Lizalfos in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are distinctly more chameleon-like than previous versions, with their eyes moving all over the place and their camouflage gimmick and the way they attack you with the tongue strike. They're lots of fun even to watch from a distance. Or, if you're brave like me, you can become the Lizalfos and coexist amongst them. Sorry, but like, I have no idea what you're saying. See you next Blood Moon. On land, they'll zoom right up to you and are eager to pick a fight. But for some reason, when they go in the water, they just prefer to keep their distance and spam projectiles. Boo! Nobody likes a Richter main. Not even the other enemies. And that, my friends, is justice. By the way, here's all the Lizalfos variants in Breath and Tears. This enemy has the most variants in Breath and Tears. Ice guys turn to steam with a fire arrow. Fire guys turn to steam with an ice arrow. Electric guys make a zappy sphere with any arrow, if you can aim. And skeleton guys don't have tongues, but think they could still attack you as if they had one, which is amazing. This one's blue, this one's black, this one's silver, and this one is my pet. His name is Gerald. Oh, I bet you'd like some yummy bugs to eat, Gerald. Here you are. Oh, looks like you weren't fast enough. Well, lucky for you, I have plenty more, don't worry. There you go. Oh, you want more? Oh, okay. Here. Ah, come on, Gerald. If you really want them, you gotta be faster than that. Alright. Those were all the bugs I had. And you missed them. Oh, looks like someone's throwing a temper tantrum. Oh, Gerald. What do I do with you? Ow. Heyo again. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. And thanks again to the 84 who subscribed. Making these videos is purely a hobby of mine, and I don't make any money or anything off of them, but it still makes me very happy to see so many people have been enjoying, especially my most recent videos. You guys make me very happy. Thank you for your awesome comments too. I just hope I can keep making things that people enjoy watching. Alrighty, that's all from me. Have a nice day, and goodbye.